So I said that I'd been sleeping and the dream was not coming to me, but I finally dreamt. February the 23rd, 2024, I dreamt of the new military America. It was a heavily militarized America. Okay? We don't see the military in this country. We do not see them. We watch them when they're performing shock and awe on other countries, when they're at war with other countries outside. That's when all the news channels are making sure that we can see the 3 missile formation. We can see the ships at sea. This thing is viewed from a distance. It is viewed through a viewfinder. Okay, so it is watch only for us. But America had changed. Something had happened in this country, and it was not a positive something. It was a negative something, and it was a hard impact something. God has been talking to me about hard impact for a long time, even before COVID. A hard impact is when something that is already planned, in the case of America, it's already planned. Please don't think that it's organic. Please don't think, oh, it's gonna, no. It's already planned. Hard impact is when they plan something and they literally are going to take the vehicle and smash it into the wall at 200 miles per hour on a day that you don't expect, and you're not going to be wearing a seatbelt unless the Holy Spirit has mercy and warns you. 9/11 was the perfect example of a hard impact. A 9/11 is the kind of thing that America does when they need to reset the country and they need to bypass all of us talking, all of us saying, no, you can't do that, and this amendment and that amendment. And remember, the amendments, when they want to bypass talk, when they want to bypass pushback, when they want to bypass getting impeached and voted out, what happens is that a hard impact is the best way. It's a hard reset. You wipe the computer, you wipe the laptop, you wipe the tablet, and then you start over. And because it's such a shell-shocking experience, the people do not respond in any kind of useful way. And that is what happened to Americans when whatever this thing happened. Something went wrong. There was a shift in the country. And whatever that hard impact was, it shifted all of us immediately into a new lifestyle. I'm not saying that people lost their jobs, or I'm not saying that buildings fell or anything like that. Whatever had happened necessitated a militarized America. I will give the prophecies at the end as the Lord is bringing them to my mind now. Whatever had happened, it necessitated a militarized America. A militarized America means that you're not going to get out of your house and just walk to the end of the street or walk all the way several blocks to the train station and only see people walking their dog and people getting the paper and people doing what they're doing. You're going to see cops everywhere. You're going to see soldiers everywhere, exactly as it was in COVID, except worse. And so something had happened. It shifted us suddenly into a new lifestyle. And that new lifestyle, I'm telling you, there were tanks on the street. So just the way it looks in Yemen, I guess, the way it must have looked in Afghanistan, the way it looked in Iraq, with American presence everywhere, heavy on the street. It was like that. There were tanks on the streets and guns, armored vehicles, armed military, and these things were suddenly a part of everyday life. Everywhere in America had experienced the same sudden change. So this is going to be a national thing, not like 9/11. 9/11 was a New York thing that had far-reaching implications throughout the country, Patriot Act and all that. As a result, search and seizure, taking off your shoes at the airport, being searched, and not needing a search warrant, that kind of thing. National security hyped up. All of that is the fruit of the evil tree of 9/11. And please note, because I covered it in the prophecy that is called the Patriot Act, that tree has never stopped bearing fruit. And the Lord says that the tree that bore the Patriot Act will never stop bearing fruit until the old Patriot Act is replaced with a new one that is going to be even more draconian, even more far-reaching, even more putting its hands into your wallet and walking into your house without a search warrant. It's going to be much worse than that. And so that was what that prophecy was about. But all these things, guns and tanks, if you can imagine tanks in the U.S. streets, it's going to be a part of everyday life. And the same sudden change had happened everywhere. It was not a localized change. The same change had happened everywhere, whatever that event was. The same response happened across the country. Every part of the United States shifted, and all of a sudden, military presence was visible on our streets on a regular basis. So, just a moment, please. So, the three-part prophecies that talk about, they're called in quick succession, America in turmoil. In quick succession, America in turmoil. And that's part 1, part 2, and part 3. Part 3 talks about the deep state and Donald Trump. But part 2 and part 1 was talking about a time when America will become highly destabilized because of actions that the government will be taking to usher us into a new life where the military will be a visible part of everyday life. Right now, there's no stable country that has military on the street. It's not a sign of development to be a country that has guns on the street. In fact, every time we see guns on the street, we know that stability and political power is not operating well in that country. Whenever you wake up and you see a coup, you always see the men outside with guns on the street. And that's not a sign that the arms of government are working well. That's a sign of severe instability, severe unrest. Something is wrong in that country. And the proof of that is that you need men with guns on the street to give some kind of order. It's never supposed to be like that. And so soldiers were everywhere, and then they were being backed up by police presence. They were being backed up by police presence, but the soldiers far outnumbered the police. So whatever this was, this response was very well planned. Because one of the things that I saw when the Lord was speaking to me tonight is when he was telling me about the tanks is that I saw, you could say it's a barn, but it's not necessarily a barn. Let's just say it's barn shaped, and it's not painted red like the stereotypical barn. I want to call it a silo, but let's just say it's something brown and made of wood, and then it has a ramp. Very big. And then I just saw the tanks coming out of it like that. And then they would come out, and then some of them would go right, and then some of them would go left, and then they would drive until they get to the highway, and then they began to deploy along the highways. Whatever it is that is going to happen in this country, we need to understand that the tanks will be in position already. So I'm not familiar with the way the military does things. I don't know if the military sits in one part of the country, and then when something happens, they have to drive all the way from there and go to all the different parts. Or if they have, they do have bases, but I don't know if they have, for instance, tanks at all the bases. What I know is that these tanks are not coming from the military bases. These tanks are in the various locations. I didn't see them so much in rural areas, but definitely in areas that we live in, cities, urban areas. These tanks are already in the urban areas, hiding in what looks like brown barns. Now, it might be simple gray cement buildings, but whenever the Lord is showing me barns, he's simply showing me stored up. This is a place that is stored up. This is a place that has been kept up, because normally in barns, we store resources. We store our animals there. We store feed. We store grain. We store harvest. Barns are used to store what we need. But what the U.S. government is doing is that they have locations all across the country where they have put the tanks. And when they do the thing that they're going to do, all of a sudden, the tanks are just going to be rolling out like that. That's how I saw them. They were just coming down this little ramp, 1, 2, 3, 4, in a very toy-like formation. That's how God was showing it. Coming out like military toys, and then some going left and some going right. And what they were doing is seeking the fastest way to get on the highway. And then they will just spread out through the suburbs. They will spread out through the ordinary neighborhoods.
Videos come out in the last hour showing ICE agents violently assaulting a 15-year-old in the suburbs of Chicago. Here's the clip.
can't hear people. It's all back there.
So you see about 8 ICE agents show up. This 15-year-old runs out of the passenger side, throw her to the ground, put the knee in the back of her neck as she screams out, "I'm not resisting, I'm 15 years old." And this is business as usual in Chicago. So for recapping, a pastor was shot in the face by ICE agents. A reporter was thrown to the ground in Chicago and arrested. A woman was hit while she was driving down the street by a car full of ICE agents, and she was detained. And now they're throwing 15-year-olds on the ground. Don't know what's happening there, but we're throwing 15-year-olds onto the ground, putting their knees in the back of their necks as they're screaming, "I'm not resisting." This is life in Chicago. Trump has said this is a war zone. It's becoming one now because ICE agents are out of control. I'm still confused how they're allowed to act like this. No warrants, no probable cause. They're just grabbing people. And who do you call when the villains are the ones doing this? I need answers. Someone out there needs to tell me, what are we supposed to do? Because this is out of control. This is not how law enforcement should work in this country. If you have any idea, what do we do? Because right now I'm clueless. I wish I had an answer for you. I don't, but the villains are running the show. This is an insane world we live in right now.
He's walking along, trying to go to work, and several cars, unmarked cars, descend upon this group of people. She ran to the LAPD officers, and they didn't give her any protection. They let the ICE people take her away.
With assaulting a federal officer is free on bond after being detained by immigration agents. 32-year-old Andrea Velas, who is a U.S. citizen, was arrested by federal agents in L.A. while on her way to work 2 days ago. Now, police didn't get involved because it was an immigration operation. That's what the LAPD has said. They said that they were only there providing crowd control. The Department of Homeland Security says Velas forcefully obstructed an ICE officer. She did not enter a plea during a plea in federal court, and that appearance took place today.
Everybody be careful out there. There's now masked men who are pretending to be ICE agents or law enforcement, and they're grabbing women, and unfortunately there's already been 2 rapes, one in North Carolina and one in Maryland. There was an attempted rape in New York, and that guy then assaulted and robbed a woman when the attempt failed. And they're all saying the same thing, either law enforcement or ICE. They're mainly targeting Latino women. One of them had a fake badge, the others didn't have a badge. But the problem is ICE goes around in mass with no badges. So when a masked man comes in with a badge, no badge or a fake badge, there's no way for women to know whether they're law enforcement or not. So if you don't cooperate with law enforcement, they're going to add a lot of charges to your accounts. But if you do cooperate, turns out it's not law enforcement, it's a total disaster. That's why law enforcement and ICE should never, ever be in mass. You should always represent a badge. That's how we do it in America.
Local news reporter Debbie Brockman was violently arrested by ICE today during a news report. Producers are often in the field directing the cameraman or sometimes reporting on camera themselves. ICE came over, not only violently took her down, but it looks like her clothing was partially removed in the process. Of course they were masked because these psychos are masked and just out here being a menace in Chicago. I'm in Chicago. And these guys have been terrorizing our local neighborhoods for days now, and it's really out of control. And people don't understand that it's the ICE agents that are going around starting problems. So they loaded her into a van, and then the van sped out and hit cars in the process and drove off. A local bystander caught some video, so there's a little bit of video. And the news station, WGN, is still trying to get her released. So this is deliberate, this is happening, and Chicago is the safest city I've ever lived in, and I've lived all over the US. So it's happening. This is a real thing, and I really hope Debbie gets justice, because Lincoln Square and doing your job and walking around, you should not be harassed by ICE and violently assaulted the way she was.
Men are impersonating ICE agents to kidnap and assault women. And yes, this is very real. This story was first reported by HuffPost. In states like New York, North Carolina, and Maryland, women have been approached by men claiming to be immigration officers. They show fake badges, used unmarked vehicles, and threatened deportation. Some women have been SA'd, some robbed, and some forced into cars by men pretending to be the government. Here's the worst part. Real ICE agents often wear masks. No name tags, no uniforms. That's not a policy failure. That's a crisis waiting to happen, and Congress knows it. The Democratic Women's Caucus just sent a formal letter to DHS demanding that ICE agents be required to show visible ID, wear badges, and stop operating anonymously. But until that changes, we have to talk about what women can do right now. First, never go with someone unless they can show full, verifiable ID. Record what you can from a safe distance, license plate, car description, timestamp. Second, report it to a local immigrant rights group, not just the police. Groups like United We Dream and RAICES have rapid response teams. Third, share this warning. Whether it's WhatsApp, church, or TikTok, other women need to know this is happening. These attackers are counting on women being too afraid or too unsure to push back. That ends here.
Block the back! Hey! She's a minor! Hey, she's a minor! Minor, she's a...
What are you doing?
What the fuck's wrong with you guys?
You cannot detain me. You cannot detain me. You are not allowed. You are allowed.
Oh my god. Oh
You are
my
not
god.
allowed to detain me. You're not allowed to detain me. You are not allowed to detain me. You are not.
Yeah, you guys just escalate. She was about to fucking move. Do not brutalize her. She's not resisting.
How weak, pathetic, and untrained do you need to be to move this woman like this, to rip her clothing off? And it looks really scary too, thinking about how law enforcement, like ICE, unchecked, has assaulted women so often in the past. The things men have done to women when they are in positions of power, and women are underneath them when they detain them, and like you see here, just abuse them, throw their bodies around. 4 guys grabbing her by each of her limbs. That is not how you detain somebody. This is insane. We cannot let this stand.
Sir, what's your name? What's your name?
Debbie Brockman, I work for WGN. Let them know.
I got you. Yep. Debbie Browning?
Brockman.
Brockman, WGN. Do you guys want to share your names too, or you're just going to cover your face?
Could cover your face a couple years. The real thing.
Okay, Mr. Condemnation.
Yeah. Oh my God.
This is ridiculous. Honestly.
Yeah.
Stop.
Good job. I hope you
Seriously, get the out.
Fuck you.
Get out of our
Hopefully your wife and children make it home.
What is this vehicle, honestly? Yeah.
Get out of our neighborhood. Get out of our state. Come on, man. Come on. This is some bull. We're not welcome here. Let's go. No, this is some bullshit.
Oh! Yep.
Their license plate is you're about to get paid.
Yeah. What's your...
You're gonna get paid. It's gonna suck.
He has a future. Look at how many there are of you. Look at how many are you. Look at how many of you are here taking a little kid. Look at him. He's like
What's your
5
name?
feet tall.
What's your badge number? What's your name? What's your badge number? We are back. What's your name? What's your badge number? What's your badge number? What's your badge number? What's your badge number?
12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 of you motherfuckers.
Take your masks off. Take your masks off. I'm back. I'm back. Take your mask off. Take your masks off. Take them 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 off.
Stay back.
I'm back. Take them off. What's your name? Take the mask off. If you're so tough, take it off. Take it off. Take the mask off. Take the mask off. Take the mask off. Well, I'm backing up. I'm here. I'm not doing anything. You're coming towards me. You're coming towards me. I'm not getting close to you. You're coming towards me. Do you feel good assaulting women? Do you think that you think that you're a tough boy? You think that? You really think that? You really think that? You really think that? Come on. Turn it out. Show us your face. Show us your face. I'm back up. You're coming to me. I'm not doing anything. I'm not doing anything. Go fucking move. Back up. Back up. Back up. Get arrested. Back up. Do you have the power to arrest people? What is show me your badge number. Show me your badge number. Show me your badge number. Take your mask off. 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 What is wrong? Why are you taking her? Tell us why you're taking her. Tell us why you're taking her. Back up! Back up! Back up! Back up!
He has a future. Look at how many there are of you. Look at how many are you. Look at how many of you are here taking a little kid. Look at him. He's like
What's your
5
name?
feet tall.
What's your badge number? What's your name? What's your badge number? We are back. What's your name? What's your badge number? What's your badge number? What's your badge number? What's your badge number?
12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 of you motherfuckers.
Take your masks off. Take your masks off. I'm back. I'm back. Take your mask off. Take your masks off. Take them 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 off.
Stay back.
I'm back. Take them off. What's your name? Take the mask off. If you're so tough, take it off. Take it off. Take the mask off. Take the mask off. Take the mask off. Well, I'm backing up. I'm here. I'm not doing anything. You're coming towards me. You're coming towards me. I'm not getting close to you. You're coming towards me. Do you feel good assaulting women? Do you think that you think that you're a tough boy? You think that? You really think that? You really think that? You really think that? Come on. Turn it out. Show us your face. Show us your face. I'm back up. You're coming to me. I'm not doing anything. I'm not doing anything. Don't fucking move. Back up. Back up. Back up. Do you have the power to arrest people? What is show me your badge number. Show me your badge number. Show me your badge number. Take your mask off. 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 What is wrong? Why are you taking her? Tell us why you're taking her. Tell us why you're taking her.
We have some very serious and horrific news right now about the Chicago ICE raid on a residential apartment building earlier this week that not many people are talking about. We're learning more group through some details in this moment. Ebony Sweet Swatson, who's a neighbor of the apartment building, lives right across the street, says it looked like hundreds of agents were outside of her front door. She saw where agents dragging residents across the grounds, including children, out of the building without any clothes on and into U-Haul vans. Kids were actively separated from their mother. She said it was heartbreaking to watch because even if you're not a mother, seeing kids, quote, coming out butt naked and taken from their mothers, it was horrible. She went in to help one of the residents in the building and she was shocked at what she saw. There was stuff everywhere. Birth certificates and paperwork was thrown all over. Water was leaking into the hallway. ICE ransacked a residential building, dragged children out into U-Haul vans in Chicago, and no one is talking about it. Spread the word because people need to know. Follow up for all the news you need to know about.
Tonight, a Chicago pastor is suing the Trump administration, accusing federal agents of extreme brutality and of violating his First Amendment rights. And that is where this disturbing new video was recorded. In it, you can see Pastor David Black. He is a Presbyterian minister in Chicago. He is dressed in black, wearing his clerical collar, standing outside the gates with a small group of protesters. You can see this. This was just a couple weeks ago. Above them, you see masked ICE agents on the roof. So you see that, the juxtaposition. Then moments later, without warning, one of them fires. A pepper ball hits the pastor in the head as he is praying. You see it explode on impact, and seconds later, Reverend Black collapses. Can you walk me through what you saw and how you were processing it at the time?
So I had heard earlier in the day that they had been shooting from the roof, and it was starting to get a little bit more escalated than days before. When I got there, I did see that they were spraying pepper balls at different people. So when it happened, I saw just people just chanting or people saying things to ICE agents, and nothing really significant was happening until I started recording the agents that were on top of the roof. As I was recording the agents on the roof, I was zooming in on the agents, seeing what they were doing, and just to see, what they looked like, how they were, what they were looking at. And as I was recording, I saw that they were just so callously just spraying down. They weren't aiming. They weren't doing anything, like they weren't looking to see like there was a threat. They were just casually, pointing downward like it was a video game. And when I recorded them doing that, I looked down, I panned down to the ground, and then that's when I saw the pastor and some people on the ground as well. And so there was nothing that was provoking it. He was praying, he had his hands open, he was praying to them, and they just ended up shooting him. It was like casual to them. It wasn't anything, there was nothing exciting happening, nothing that was, they weren't scaling a fence, they weren't throwing any items, they weren't even saying anything in the least that would be threatening. And that's when they just started opening fire at them.
The Assistant Secretary for Public Affairs at DHS, she said law enforcement verbally warned these agitators that they would use force if they did not move and stop impeding operations. They did not comply. Shortly after, rioters began throwing rocks, bottles, and launching fireworks at the law enforcement officers on the roof. Did you see any of that?
That's not true. That's not true. That's not true. I was there for at least a half hour previous to this happening, and that did not happen. People were chanting, people were shouting. Yes, people are angry. Maybe people were saying things that they didn't want to hear, but they were all words. There was no rocks being thrown, nothing like that was happening. And I really wish that people would come out here and stand in unity with everybody out here to see what's happening, because this is the reality of the situation. This isn't fake, this isn't AI, this isn't anything generated, this is real life. I was shot that evening, I was hit with the flashbang, I was hit, I had mace or pepper sprayed in my eyes. This is real.
Stop, ma'am, stop. Stop.
Definitely a chaotic scene on Eureka Street Thursday as Worcester police and ICE agents detained a mother and her 16-year-old daughter. That girl's face slammed into the ground as she was taken into custody. They have not been identified. Worcester police said officers were dispatched to the area for a report of a federal agent surrounded by about 24 people. When police arrived, they say the teen daughter was holding a newborn baby in her arms and standing in front of the ICE vehicle that was trying to leave with their mother inside. Officers told her she was endangering the baby, so she handed the newborn to a relative, but police allege as the ICE vehicle drove away, she ran after it and kicked the side of it. She was arrested and charged with reckless endangerment of a child, disturbing the peace, disorderly conduct, and resisting arrest. Also arrested was Ashley Spring of Worcester, who police said pushed multiple officers and threw an unknown liquid substance on them as they tried to arrest the teen. Spring faces several charges, including assault and battery of a police officer. We spoke with Spring moments before she was taken away.
ICE was here, the community gathered. We found out that they didn't have a warrant. They didn't have not just a judicial warrant, they didn't have a warrant at all. They wouldn't present it. And the community decided that these women were free to go, and the women decided to go and exercise their right to leave because they were not being detained. At that point, the police continued to try to brutalize them, to rip the baby out of the mother's arms, 4-week-old baby, and it looks like, and the community tried to intervene and help them.
The city manager of Worcester said in a statement, the series of events was no doubt disturbing and the footage of a family being separated is harrowing. He insists that Worcester police were not assisting with the ICE detainment, but they were called in to try to de-escalate a chaotic situation.
Your children, everybody, just like we're suffering, just like we're going through.